Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Matt here, and welcome back to another Matt movie right here on the Matt's Movies channel. And today, I'm going to be breaking down the brand new, recently released, or that they just recently released, the Beetlejuice Spotlight for LEGO Dimensions Wave 9. And it's a really cool spotlight, so without further ado, let's get into it. So in the first shot, we can see here Beetlejuice on in the actual Beetlejuice Adventure World, and this is what seems to be his idle animation in game, where he spins his head around and then kind of does kind of like a little pose with his arms and everything. So really cool. Then we get a shot of the model town that is in the actual Beetlejuice Adventure World. So that looks really neat. I really like the fact that that's in the game. So that's awesome. Then we see Beetlejuice utilizing one of his abilities, and that is, of course, mini access. He shrinks down, as we can see right here, which is really funny, and then he goes into the vent. Then we see him utilizing another one of his abilities, and that is, of course, illumination, where he basically puts on this giant, like, really weird-looking hat and illuminates things. So, a really cool ability. Then we see him coming out of a vent and out of the mini access vent, and then of course him growing back to his normal size. So very cool. Then we see him utilizing another one of his abilities, and that is of course to cracked Lego walls with of course the giant hands, or the giant kind of like hammer hands that we see him utilizing in the game. And the design for those look really neat, and I really like how like you can utilize them as you're fighting, and now that, which is really cool. Now, speaking of which, here we can see him utilizing them in his attacks on some Joker goons from the and this seems to be in the first level of the Lego Batman movie story pack in the game, so very cool. Then we see him utilizing another one of his abilities, and that is mind control. And here we can see he's utilizing the same hat for illumination for mind control, so really cool how it's kind of like multitasking, so very cool. Then we see him utilizing his kind of special attack, which is this scary face of him opening up and scaring this enemy in what seems to be Rainbow Land in the Powerpuff Girls Adventure World. So, very cool. Then we see him, of course, mind controlling another character, so very cool. And then we see him utilizing another one of his abilities, which is magic. And what's really cool is that you can see him, and it's really cool how like the magic effect is green, but it's also really cool how he's like turning his head, like his head's rotating like fast, I guess, as he's utilizing magic. So that's really funny. Now, here we get to, of course, the showcase of his vehicle, or gadget, I should say, which is Saturn's Sandworm. So, looks very cool. Here we see him riding it around the model town in the actual Beetlejuice Adventure World. And here we can see it utilize the Saturn Sandworm with its power, and that is, of course, breaking, like, Lego, utilizing Solar Lego. So yeah, so here we can see the rebuild for it, which is the spooky spider. Here we can see it riding around Saturn in the Beetlejuice Adventure World. And here we can see it utilizing the kind of triple tug ability. So it's really cool how that will be another vehicle that we'll get to do that. And here we can see him in Saturn again. And the final rebuild, and that is, of course, the Haunted Vacuum. Really cool design. And here we can see him riding on it once again on Saturn in the Adventure World for Beetlejuice. Here we can see him utilizing, and in the game it seems to have sort of like a spinning attack. So that's really cool how we'll have a spinning attack for this, which quite a few vehicles have, but it's still really cool how this will be another one that will be able to have that. And it's really cool how you can see like that motion, that turning motion, so very cool. And here we can see him, the Haunted Vacuum, utilizing another one of his abilities, and that is destroying demon Legos. So that's really cool how now we'll have more than just, I guess, like Finn and Marceline, or whoever has it in the game. So very cool. Then we can see him utilizing his giant hands and slamming this Winky Guard into the ground, it looks to be. Then we get the shot of Beetlejuice running through the model town, which is very cool. And finally, for the last shot of this spotlight, we see him jumping up and utilizing his slam down attack, like stretching his arms out and slamming down with the giant hammer hands. So, with that in mind, guys, there you have it. That is the complete breakdown for the Beetlejuice Spotlight for LEGO Dimensions. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. That would be appreciated. And for those of you out there who play LEGO Dimensions, let me know in the comments below if you guys are excited for Beetlejuice coming to the game, because I certainly am, because he seems like a really cool character. This franchise seems really cool, so I'm definitely quite happy. So with that in mind, peace out, and I'll see you later.